If you've ever heard the term buzzkill, that is what I am today. I'm sorry. I'm not one to bring negative news, but we have a lot to go over. A lot of things are going on in the market. There is definitely a crash coming. And stay tuned to the end because I have a special Florida housing report and it's starting to show some interesting signs in the data. There is such a rippling effect from these interest rate hikes that you feel it everywhere across every industry, and this isn't done by accident. Powell knows, the Fed knows when they raised interest rates what is going to happen. You're going to have bank failure still. There's going to be a run on banks. The commercial real estate crisis hasn't even begun. Fannie Mae is having to loosen up their lending criteria because there's no more buyers out there. Going to start to see this in the inventory that I'm going to share with you. When you have no buyers, of course, the inventory is going to go up to close to 40% of all of the homes owned in the United States are non-owner occupied or investor homes. That's what caused this huge run up. That's why Open Door lost over $1 billion off of a faulty algorithm. Every investor all of a sudden wanted to buy single family homes. If you have an investor heavy market, there's stats out there that only if they sold 4%, it could tank your entire market. I showed you in another video what happens with one investor if he would sell his inventory in Charlotte. Completely tanks the entire market. If you're an individual who wants to sell their home and you have an investor heavy market, you're Las Vegas, you're Phoenix, any of the top 50 markets, an investor wants to sell, you're in trouble. You could lose all of your equity. It's a fire sale. They don't care. They want to sell off their inventory. You need to look at your market and see if you're in one of those markets. And believe me, if you're in one of the top 50 markets, you're in one of those markets. And I looked, as I normally do, in the top 50 markets, and what I wanted to see was the unaffordability. Who has owned their home 3 years or less that have active listings? And it's pretty amazing. And I'm going to share this spreadsheet with you down below. You can look at all of the data. Guess what the number one market was that had the most active listings that have owned the home 3 years or less? 1, 2, 3. Salt Lake City. 47.4% of their active listings have owned their home 3 years or less. That shows you unaffordability, job loss. There's a reason people sell their home when it's less than 3 years. There's a lot of markets that are in the 30% range, 40% range of their active listings have owned the home 3 years or less. To name a few, Indianapolis, Colorado Springs, Greenville, South Carolina, Salt Lake City. And if you find this content worthy, please like, subscribe. It helps me out with the algorithm. Make sure to definitely hit like because then we'll spread it around to everyone. I need your help. I'm trying to get to 1 million subscribers. Florida has a long way to go. It's still overpriced. I looked at the largest cities, and as you can see right here, 3 years or less, I have up here July, August, and September listings. As you can see, September's supposed to be down. The markets, now we're going into the seasonality of real estate. If you look at St. Petersburg, in July, they had 402 listings. August, 616, and they're at 1245 right now, 1,245 listings in St. Petersburg, Florida. Of those listings, 34%, 0.22, have owned the home 3 years or less. You have Tampa, their listings were 1,878, then it went to 2,093, and now it's sitting at 2,379. The buyers are done. They can't have 7.5% interest rates, plus everything else they're getting hit with. Tampa, 24.5% have owned their home 3 years or less. I'm gonna put Florida up here on the screen for you. West Palm Beach, you can see 41% of their listings have owned the home 3 years or less. The one that really gets me is Naples. Naples has a lot of listings. That's very unusual for Naples, Florida, and 26% have owned, 26.5, 3 years or less. Tallahassee, 31.9. Palm Bay, close to 40% have owned their home 3 years or less. Port St. Lucie is up to 1,100 in listings and 41.6% 33% have owned their home 3 years or less. Florida is super expensive. It's still way overpriced, but insurance, taxes, everything has gone sky high in Florida. Orlando, hang out in my neighborhood, it's up to a little over 2,600 listings. And of those, Orlando's not doing bad. 19.44% have owned their home 3 years or less. Pembroke Pines is at 17.42%. Tallahassee's 31.9% have owned their homes 3 years or less. They're listed. Jacksonville, they're at a little over 3,200 listings. And of those listings, 28.23% have owned their home 3 years or less. Hollywood, Florida, 22.63% have owned their home 3 years or less. Fort Lauderdale, their listings are over 2,000 and 25.68% have owned 3 years or less. Same with Fort Myers, they're all the way up to 34% of their listings have owned their homes 3 years or less. Atlanta, 33% of their listings have owned their home 3 years or less. Like I said, I'm going to leave this spreadsheet down below for you guys so you can look at the top 50 markets. I have the listings each month, July, August, and September, where we're sitting right now, 3 years or less ownership. Crazy, blows your mind. That makes you think it's unaffordable, which I believe that is the case. His student loans are coming due, that you're going to start having to pay on student loans starting next month. For the first time ever, we are at $1 trillion in credit card debt. They're starting to see credit card delinquency and car loan delinquencies, the highest average in 10 years. And unfortunately, the average price of a new vehicle has risen to $48,300. That's why now that we're, forget it, let's just do a 7-year loan. Why not 10? Let's make it 20. Why not? Then we can charge everyone more. Everyone just cares about the payment anyway. Average credit card interest rate is the highest, record high of 20.6%. And it keeps climbing. As rates keep going up, so are interest rates for the credit cards. For everyone saying that we're not hurting, there's no recession, I don't know where you guys are. We are in the recession. We're in it. Everyone's feeling it. Everyone's feeling the pinch. Lending's tightening. Credit card rates are out of control. Student loan debts, car rates. It's tough in America right now. Everyone's feeling the pinch. We need to come up with other ways. I mean, the best time to get money is when you don't need it. Credit is tightening up. Do everything you can to make sure that you can make it with your family. If you need to get a credit card, get one now while your credit's okay before you take a hit. We have never been hit from so many different angles. Back in 2008, it wasn't like this. So weren't getting hit in every direction. What I believe is going to happen, this is just my humble opinion, my point of view. The Fed kept interest rates low way too long. They didn't jump on it. We have a nightmare coming. The only thing that they can do is make everyone tank. They're going to literally make sure that everyone feels the pain. I don't believe that it'll be up to the foreclosure levels that we saw in 2008 because they've already made a plan for that. If you have an FHA or Fannie, Freddie, you can have a 40-year AM when you go delinquent on your loan. They've already planned for that to make that look better. You're going to have the commercial crisis. You have car loans that are expensive. You have student loans. You're going to have unemployment. You're going to have homes that you can't afford. Inventory is going to go up. You don't have to worry about that. It's at over 7.5% in interest rates, and they're talking about possibly raising rates again. Who's going to buy a home? It's ugly out there. I want all of us to be here for each other and come up with different ways and how we can help one another and be there for one another. If you do want to make passive income, we have investment properties that you can invest in, collect a check each month. Hit me up, call me, DM me, and please also do not do a short sale. We will purchase your home and we will wait for the market to turn. Reach out to me if you do need help. I'm here. I'm at your service. I can help you with credit. Anything that you need help with, we're here to try to help. It's my way to pay it forward. I absolutely adore you guys. It's D Money. Peace out.